CRMs versus email marketing platforms like FloDesk. Here's why we use things like FloDesk in addition to or instead of your CRM. So a CRM and an email marketing platform are pretty different. A CRM is used more to keep track of the conversations that you're having with your leads. If you have a CRM, you know that you can like mark it as a hot lead and you're having conversations directly in there. It's like basically an inbox and you're emailing with your leads directly and you're keeping track of, you're keeping track of which leads are hot and which ones you need to follow up with and whatnot. Email marketing platforms like FloDesk, MailChimp, ConvertKit do not have that. There's no back and forth communication with the client. What they do have are landing pages, so you can collect their emails, their information, you build your list, and you send out, basically you're sending out email newsletters or campaigns. So sometimes a CRM will offer this. Not all of them do, but FloDesk makes it very simple. So a lot of agents will use a CRM and an email marketing tool because they want to send out email newsletters. They want to give out lead magnets. They want to have landing pages. So basically a lead magnet is like, hey, download my free first-time home buyer guide and sign up. You'll sign up for my list as well. Something like that. But we'll get into that because I'm going to walk you guys through all this. All right, so I'm not sure. Someone asked what the best CRM to integrate is. I do not have any CRM recommendations as of right now. If you're a Coffee and Contracts member, you can post in the group and ask if anyone has any good integrations with their CRM. Does it let you know if they open emails or look at homes from FloDesk? It lets you know if they open emails. I will say with FloDesk, here's the thing. In their terms and conditions, you are not supposed to send listings through FloDesk. So not saying to do it, but I don't know if they'll catch you if you do, but they might, so I wouldn't. But what I recommend for that is I don't think you should necessarily be sending your listings through FloDesk anyways. I think that you should use the MLS automated searches to send listings directly through there so that you're sending them just when people are interested, like just for what their filters are, rather than just saying like, hey, here's some new listings, which yeah, it can be cool, but it's really not necessary. So yeah, just more personal stuff and more value, which I'll get into. All right, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen. Let's take the questions. I'm gonna try not to like look at the chat as I'm going because I get distracted. So as I'm going, if any questions come up, please pop it in the Q&A chat. I see some questions in there right now, and I will go over those questions at the end. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. And also, I'll probably try to pause and check for questions throughout as well, just to make sure I'm not like just blindly teaching and you guys like can't see my screen or something. That would not be good. So I'm gonna put it over in my other monitor. And sorry, my voice is like a little flimsy today. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing it a little bit. So bear with me. All right. Screen shared. Let me go back. So this is FloDesk. Woohoo! So when you log in, this is what you'll see. And this is Coffee and Contracts FloDesk account. We've actually recently switched from FloDesk to a different program, which I do not recommend for agents. I recommend it for someone with a membership website or a subscription website. We switched to ActiveCampaign because it just has different like tracking capabilities for a membership website. Do not recommend it for a real estate agent though, but just full transparency, we have recently switched out of FloDesk, but I still like recommend it to everyone. All right, so this first page here is your email. So what's going to show up here is any email that you have sent or any drafts that you are working on. So you'll be able to scroll through here and see all of your emails as well as drafts that you have saved. So we'll get into that a little bit. Then over here, we have our forms section. And this is basically where you'll find any forms that you have created. What a form is basically a landing page where you get your own link that you can share with people, and they can fill in their information to get either you can set it up a few different ways. You can have them fill in their information for something like a free home buying guide, some sort of incentive or freebie that you're giving them in exchange for their email address and their name, their information. They'll click download, they'll get the free lead magnet. Can you tie this to your website? Yes, you can also embed forms into your website. But this is where you will set that up. And you can also just do it for setting up your email list, or sorry, for people to subscribe to your email newsletter in general. So like this one, for example, doesn't have a lead magnet attached to it. This was for our wait list, and people just fill in their first name, last name, email address, and where did you hear about us? And then that comes into the back end here at FloDesk, and you can send emails through that. So this is where you'll set up your forms, which are, just web pages or things you can embed into your website to gather that contact information. Then we have workflows. This is basically where you can set up an automation. So let's say like this one, for example, a subscriber is added to a specific segment. So maybe they filled out a form. Then what happens next? So I'll get into this a little bit later. It's kind of weird to explain, but you can set up workflows so that you can move your audience from one segment to another. You can set it up for a drip campaign. It's just like setting up an automation. Checkouts is like a new feature by FloDesk where you can set up to like a checkout for digital products. But I'm going to be walking you guys through this today, and it'll be my first time doing it as well. They do have a freebie option. So we can use this to set up a lead magnet, and I'll show you guys. We'll walk through this together. Oh wait, sorry, my window is too big. Couldn't see. I'm going back. All right, then we have your audience. So this is where you can segment your audience, or this is where your subscribers are. And you can also segment them into different groups. So you could have buyer leads, seller leads, or more likely it'll look like email newsletter signups, the buyer guide lead magnet, because it'll show, I would recommend segmenting your audience based on the action that they took. They got them into your list. Oh my gosh, sorry, my voice is like, I feel like I'm like working hard to push my voice out right now. It's like very shrill. And then we have analytics. So someone asked about opens. This is where you can see your email opens, your click-through rate, your unsubscribe rate, your deliverability rate. So how often are your emails being put into spam? So there's some really cool analytics in here. This is another new feature by FloDesk. So they're constantly adding new features and improving. And you can see it for, your forms, how many visitors you've had, your conversion rate, your workflows. You can break down all of the data. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So our first step here is we are going to be creating an email newsletter. And I think, so what we're gonna set up for you guys is we're gonna wanna set up an email newsletter. So we'll do that today, and you can open up your FloDesk and do this along with me if you'd like. We're going to set up an email newsletter template, a monthly email newsletter template that you can use to fill in each month and send to your audience. We'll get that set up. We'll set up a form that you can use to promote your email newsletter to get more subscribers and to get them to sign up for your list. When people are added to this form, it will automatically, I'll show you how, but when we edit your monthly email newsletter, we can automatically send it to that segment and send them your email newsletter. So we'll get that set up. And then we are going to also set up a lead magnet page or a landing page to deliver a lead magnet to anyone who signs up for your lead magnet. We're going to do this using the checkouts feature, which I mentioned. But there is another way you can do it. And I'll ask you guys at that time if you want to see that based on how the checkout experience goes. Then we'll get into your audience a little bit, how you can segment them and use workflows to automatically move them around. And then I'll show you how to use workflows to set up something like a drip campaign, and then we'll go over Q&A. So let me know if you guys need me to like slow down or stop at any point. I want to make this as beneficial as possible for you. I'll take a quick second to look at the questions and see if there's anything I missed from that little intro. So anything with CRMs, guys, I see some questions about CRMs. I do not know that. Feel free to talk about that in the chat amongst yourselves. Someone asked, what do you think is the best CRM to integrate with FloDesk? How do you feel about bounce rates on CRM email functions versus a platform like FloDesk? Been using my CRM email function, but open rate is okay. Not 100% sure because I don't know which CRM you're using, but you can, I forget the name of the website, but if you Google email deliverability, like check or something, you can actually check your email deliverability like percentage. But for email deliverability, the best tip that I can give you is to not add people to your list. Don't just like import all of your contacts to your list without them subscribing. You want them to know like what they're signing up for. I think it's better to have an engaged small email list than a large email list who doesn't want your emails. So that's why we're going to create an email newsletter with a ton of value. Is there a trial period for FloDesk? I feel like there has to be. I would click that link that I shared, and they probably do. Is FloDesk compatible with Follow-Up Boss CRM? I would ask that in the chat. I'm not sure. I would use them separately probably. Do you use this platform along with Zapier, or would you just use the workflow and get rid of Zapier? Depends on what Zapier can help you connect something like FloDesk to something like Follow-Up Boss. I would use it for connecting outside tools, but you don't need it for anything within FloDesk. I have not heard of ActivePipe. I don't know anything about CRMs. Any experience with Ghost.io? It works for newsletters. I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check it out. All right. Another thing that we should talk about, I'll get to this at the end because I want to make sure that I walk through everything for everyone while, like, if someone's like, oh, I don't want to hear all this. Someone asked about setting up a separate email address for FloDesk to protect deliverability. It is a good idea if you have a domain name like haleyingram.com. It's a good idea to create an email through your domain rather than using a gmail.com email or something like that. It's better to use a website. So yeah, we can talk about that at the end as well. Okay. So yeah, someone also asked about domain verification. For some reason, it will not work automatically. You'll have to log into your domain provider and set that up with your specific domain provider. This will be recorded. It'll be available we'll send it out. We'll send out the replay, and it'll be available immediately after in the members Facebook group. All right. All right, cool. So I'll try to check back. I'm like just kind of going with the flow with this training. I really want you guys to I want to feel like I'm sitting down with you and walking you through how to do all of this. So it's kind of like off the cuff, going with the FloDesk. Yep, that's funny. All right, swig of the coffee before we get into this. Good. All right. So first, let's set up your email newsletter. So this is one that I set up a while back, and let's replicate this one. Oh, wait. Okay. So you'll see that since I sent this email newsletter, or I created this email, so it's just going to stay here, live here in my email section. So what I'm going to do, wait, how do I edit it? Oh, okay. I must have to duplicate it. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this. You guys don't need to do this, but I wanted to show you this email, and we are going to duplicate it together. All right. So this is an example of what I believe is a great email newsletter to send monthly as a real estate agent. And here's what I love about it. First of all, the beginning is giving you a sneak peek as to what the value is in this email newsletter. So if someone opens it real quick, they take a peek and they go, oh, wait, what is happening in St. Pete this month? Or, oh, monthly market update, like I'm interested in that. They have a little sneak peek of everything that's included in this email. So this is a kind of like a little table of contents. Then we have, hey, first name. So basically what this is a personalization thing. So it'll pull in the first name of your subscriber. It'll say, hey, Jessica, I just had to share the story with you this month. So it makes it very personalized. But if their first name is not available, it'll say, hey there. So it's not just like, hey, blank and nothing. Someone said, which email template is this? This is not an email template. This is an email template that I created, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this in a second. We're going to start from scratch to use this one. But I just wanted to walk you guys through why I think this is a perfect email newsletter for real estate agents to send. And if you're in St. Pete and you're going to send an email like this, sign me up on your list. Send me the form that we'll set up. So I think it's great to have a little personal anecdote here, something like telling a story about something that happened this past month, or something that just makes it feel very personalized. I see people raising their hands. If you have a question, feel free to post it in the Q&A box, and I'll check that periodically. So I like to have a little personal anecdote to make it feel really personal. A GIF is always really fun as well. Yes, it will be recorded, and it'll be available immediately after in the Facebook group. So what's happening in St. Pete this month? We like to have events, upcoming events in the month, because this is just a great value for people to look forward to in their inbox. I think this is one of the best things that you can include because people can look forward to seeing a list of events that are coming up in the area in your email newsletter. And it's something that all of your ideal clients will find relevant as long as they live in the area, as long as it's not relocation clients. What's the market like in St. Pete right now? So just giving like a brief little market update could be really cool. You could even add something here like, want to know the market update for your neighborhood, respond with your zip code or something like that as like a little call to action. And then just a reminder at the end, like, I'd love to chat with you about all things real estate. Just respond to this message and let's chat. So I'll show you guys how to set this up now. So I'm going to keep this open in my tab over here. And yes, I see some people asking this will be recorded. Everything that all of our trainings are going to be recorded. So never worry. Never worry. All right, so let's go back to FloDesk. And if for any of you following along, let's go to the email section. This is not already available in Coffee and Contracts. This is my first time making this. So we're going to click new email, and then we're going to click start from scratch. Create new email. Let's name this monthly newsletter. All right, let me take another sip of my coffee. All right, so this is what it starts off with. This is just a little generic email it gives you to work with, but we are going to create our template for our monthly email newsletter. Now, this isn't a Coffee and Contracts template. This is just me showing you how to make this in FloDesk, because FloDesk doesn't allow us to share templates. We do have email newsletter templates in Coffee and Contracts, but FloDesk makes it really simple to create a beautiful email newsletter. So I'm just showing you guys how to do it. Mine doesn't give the option to create new. Does anybody else have that? I would make sure that your screen is not like this, or I don't know if you can see that, what I'm doing. Make sure your screen is not minimized in any way, because it may be cutting things off. Make sure it's full. Okay, so the free trial does not allow you to create a new one. So they used a seasonal email template. So if you had to use an email template, just go through and delete everything. Just start any template and just start from scratch, delete it all. Does the one that's in CNC and Canva copy over to FloDesk or no? No. So basically our email newsletter template, we have a text-based one, so you can just copy and paste the text from it. And we have an image-based one, so you can download the images and just pop them into your email. So it doesn't like transfer over, but you could use them. But I'm going to show you guys how to create a really good one, primarily text-based one in FloDesk. But you could use the copy from our email newsletter here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, someone was able to create a new email from scratch on the free version. Okay, so it does. Click any template, and then there's a sidebar that allows you to start from scratch. So everyone just try to get to where you're starting from scratch here, or from where we're at here. And it's super easy, drag and drop. So the first thing that you'll want to do is we have already uploaded our logo into FloDesk. I believe there should be a placeholder for you guys there. If there isn't, then you can click plus. Actually, there may not be. You can click plus at the top and click logo, and it'll add your logo if you have already uploaded it into FloDesk. And if you haven't, then you can click manage my logo and upload your logo here. But that is not necessary. I know it could be hard to go locate your logo right now, or you may not have one as a real estate agent. That is like totally normal. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that because what we're going to do is a little different. So I can't remember exactly how I'm comparing to the email that I have set up over here because I want to make sure. Okay. So what we're going to do for the header is first we click the plus button, then we click layouts. Then we're going to scroll down. And of course you can do whatever you want here, but I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how I made that email. I'm going to use this one. Scroll down until you find this today only 25% off my personal branding suite. We're going to use this one for our template. So that is in layouts. And today only 25% off my personal branding suite. Then what we're going to do is replace it with your city. So I'm going to put, St. Pete happenings in February. Let's just say this is our February email newsletter. And then you're going to put the name of your email newsletter. So I'm calling this the monthly edit, but you can do whatever you'd like here. I'm going to copy this text, and you can change the font if you'd like, but I'm just going to increase the size a bit. You could change this to anything. It could be something relevant to your city or something on brand with you. For coffee and contracts, our email newsletter is called Coffee Drip because it's cheeky. It goes with the brand. Oh, sorry. I need to tell you guys what I'm doing. Okay. So name your email newsletter and add that as the big text. And then you could put some sort of subheading on top there. Then I'm going to make this text white. So basically what I did is just highlight all of this text and then make it white. We're not going to be able to see it right now, but we're going to be able to see it soon. So once you do that, we're going to click into the background here and upload an image. You can even add a photo from Unsplash, but it really helps if you add your own personal branding image. Okay, back up. You finally got start from scratch. Okay, so what we did to catch anyone up is we clicked the plus button at the very top, then we clicked layout. Then we scrolled down to today only 25% off my personal branding suite. So again, plus layout, image and text if you need to click that. And then today only 25% off my branding suite, my personal branding suite. We're using that as the template. Then once you have it pulled up, you can highlight the text. It was black, and we are going to change the text to white. So once you complete that, now we're going to upload an image, and it would be great if you can go ahead and upload a personal branding image. So I have some here. I think I used one like this. We're going to upload our personal branding image in the background here. You can grab an image from Unsplash or any other image that you'd like, but it really helps if it is your own personal branding image. You can drag it here, click and drag if you need to adjust it. So I'm just going to make it go up at the top there. And then I am going to use overlay effects. The color is black, and I'm going to change this to make the text a little more clear. I'm going to reduce that or increase that, sorry. Is everyone with me? Let me know in the chat. No, okay. All right, where do you need me to start from? Okay, we've got some with me. Good, good. Okay. We've got some catching up. We got a lot with us, a lot catching up. How do you add the photo? So you click on the background there, and then just click on the background and you'll be able to upload it. Okay. So if you don't, selecting pictures, yes, it does take a minute. But if you need to, just keep the placeholder there and we can always go back to it. Yeah, we may need versions of this webinar, beginner and intermediate. Yeah, that's a good point. But we're all in this together, so. Okay. Oh, I see sometimes when you guys message in the chat, it sends to just hosts and panelists and not everyone. You can change that by where it says to, you can click everyone instead of hosts and panelists, and it'll send to everyone. Okay, yeah, just use any photo for now. Keep the placeholder. If you need a reminder, it was the plus button. Okay, good. I'm glad this is awesome. Okay. If you are catching up on the oh, okay. If you're catching up on this whole webinar, then I would go back to the recording because I don't want to keep everyone waiting. But basically, I'll say it one more time. We started from scratch. We started on if you can't start from scratch right away, go to a template in the sidebar. You can click start from scratch, or you can delete everything that was there. Basically delete it all, get a blank template going, click the plus button, click layout, find 25% off my personal branding suite, click that, change the font to the name of your email newsletter, change the color to white, click the background to upload your photo, leave the placeholder for now. We can add it in later, but then you're going to click overlay effects and change the, I don't want to say this word because I'm scared I'm going to say it wrong, opacity. I'm scared it's going to be wrong though. And increase it so that you can see the text better. But upload a branding image into the background. Okay, good. I'm glad I said it right. But you can always just upload your image later and keep the placeholder for now. If you need to move it, you can drag up and down. Someone asked, do you start from scratch every month? This is how, is this a way of creating a template for yourself? You are creating a template for yourself. This is our template that we're going to use from now on. All right, so next up, we're going to click the plus button. All right, we're going to click text. And we are going to give a preview of what's in this email. So let's type in this email, ... And then I'm going to select this and I'm going to bold it. Then I'm going to add what's in this email. And I'm just copying and pasting from what I have in this other template. So also, I think, you know what could be helpful, guys, if I share the link to this template that I'm working on with you so that you guys can see what I'm looking at as well. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All right, I just sent it in the chat. So basically, you should be able to copy and paste what I'm copying and pasting as well, so you can use it as the template. But basically, I'm just replicating this template that I made because I really liked it, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. Coffee sip. All right. So I copy and pasted this. This is a little preview of what's in the email. And I'm also going to italicize this. So I like to put these little emojis in front of each point because I think it kind of like gives it an icon, looks nice. So on my computer, I have a Mac, I have like the ability to add an emoji on my keyboard. But if you don't have that and you want to add an emoji, first, you could just copy and paste from the link I just shared in the chat. You could copy the emojis directly from there. So like you could just highlight it and then copy, or do Command C on your keyboard and copy it. And then you can do Command V to paste it, or you can right click to paste it. If you needed a different emoji, one thing that I used to do is just Google thumbs up emoji, and then I would copy it from a web page and paste it. So how do you add what's happening in your own area? Just replace St. Pete with Tampa. Tampa happenings in February. And don't copy this exactly word for word. I literally made up Lobster Fest. That's not even something that happens in St. Pete. Yeah, Tampa. I always just go to St. Pete or Tampa. Okay. Someone said Control Command Space is how to get emojis in Mac. Control Command Space. Woo! Okay, so Control Command Space. But yeah, don't copy this word for word. Lobster Fest isn't a thing. I just made that up. I thought it sounded cool. So let's say you were in Tampa. You could have put Gasparilla if you sent this before Gasparilla. If I do not see the emojis in the chat. Okay, the emojis are on the emojis are on the sample email that I'm sharing that wait, sorry, I lost my train of thought. The emojis are that I copied from the email template that I'm copying for this. Can you go over how to add the monthly edit? Just click that and update the words there. All right, but we already went over this first layout. I'm not going to make everyone go through that again. You'll have to catch the replay if you missed that part. I went over it a few times, so I don't want to force everyone to sit through that again. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make this background black and add a little spacing there. So I'm going to highlight that text and click white. And we're going to make the background black. So I'm going to click, we have this selected. I'm going to click block, and I'm going to click background, and I'm going to change it to black. Let me know if you guys need me to do that again. Again, I copied this text, changed the font to white, and then I have it selected. So I clicked block over here and then changed the background to black. And let's say you have a branding color. You could even change it to, you can put your hex code of your branding color there. If you use FloDesk a lot, you can actually save your branding colors and pull them in there. But I'm just using black. I think it looks really nice. Then I'm going to click padding. And I'm going to click increasing the top to 35, increasing the bottom to 35. If you're having trouble, it won't do line items and make it to paragraph form, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what's going on there. I would maybe try going through it again. Padding, we selected the block, we went to block, we changed the background color to black, and then we increased the padding on the top and the bottom. All right. Next up, we are going to add the intro. The numbers were 35 that I did on the padding. 35 on the top and 35 on the bottom. Or doesn't have to be perfect though, just to give it a little space. All right. So now we're going to add the text in here. Did you make and post a video about creating this newsletter before? I created a reel showing you guys how I didn't create a reel showing you how I made this. I showed you a ChatGPT prompt that I used to tell a story, which I should probably grab that right now, actually. Let me grab that ChatGPT prompt. Are we all familiar with ChatGPT? Because I love to use it. If anyone is not, it is chat.openai.com. And yeah, so it was a reel where I was basically green screening this email newsletter and was saying, I want my email newsletter I want my real estate agent to send me this email newsletter because it's so good. Oh, I did create a tutorial showing how to walking people through how to build this email newsletter, actually.
Here's how you can use
but it's nice.
Write an authentic.
But it's nice to walk you guys through it. And we're going to go through other stuff today. This is just taking longer than I expected. All right. So I'm going to drop the ChatGPT prompt that I used to write this email newsletter. Feel free to pop this into like a Google Doc or your notes as well. It's not letting me paste it. Uh-oh, maybe it's too long. That's ChatGPT prompt number 1. Chat blah, 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 number 2. There will be a replay available in the Facebook group, and we'll send it out in the Coffee Drip email newsletter. All right, so I just put in the chat the ChatGPT prompts that I recommended using for this email newsletter. All right, so basically what this ChatGPT prompt does, if you don't use ChatGPT 4, which is the paid version, you will not be able to get the latest data. So for ChatGPT Prompt 2 and 3, you will need to use Bard. You can also pay for ChatGPT Pro version or whatever, but Bard is Google's free version of ChatGPT. Copy doesn't work in the chat. It works for me. Uh-oh, nobody can copy? Okay. Maybe I'll have to send you guys this after because I don't know. Oh, Ashley with the thing. Yeah, take a screenshot, and then if you hold it down on the screenshot, you can copy the text. Robin said old school will just type it out. But yeah, you can copy and paste from the screenshot. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get into this because I feel bad because people are probably waiting for the next steps of this. The email newsletter is taking longer than expected. So I'm just going to go ahead and get through this a little more quickly. And if you are falling behind, just watch the replay. But let me know if I'm just doing it way too fast. All right, so let's go back to the email and we're building out our email newsletter. We're going to click the plus button and we're going to click spacer. This just provides a nice little space. We love a beautiful design. Now we're going to take this text and we're going to write our copy. The ChatGPT prompt that I provided. Oh, you know what? Also, if you want to copy directly, I have this YouTube video that in the description, I provided these ChatGPT prompts. So you can copy them there. But I don't know why I didn't think of that. So ChatGPT prompt number 1 that I shared is a way that you can get this first personal anecdote introduction section. So when you want to write this, you can use that. In the meantime, go ahead and just copy from the email that I shared that we're basing this off of. You can just copy that text. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and paste it. You'll see it made it look crazy. So I'm just going to do some backspaces, and get it all normal. And then I'll show you actually how to add that GIF in a second. So you are going to replace this text with your own text from that ChatGPT prompt, or if you're a great writer, great, do it yourself. Don't use ChatGPT if you don't need to. So after Big Dream, I included a GIF. So let me show you guys how to do that. I'm going to just cut. Oh, you know what we could do actually? No, okay. I'm just going to cut this out, all of that text, and I'm going to duplicate this block. Then I'm going to paste the rest of the text in a separate block because I'm going to put a GIF here. If you wanted to include an image that goes along with this story, even better. You can pop that in and you can separate your text by doing what I just did, by duplicating the block and then just copying and pasting the text. So then you can add images or spacers or whatever you need in between. Okay, so I'm actually not going to do that though, because I don't want to do that. Okay, so for first name / there, I'll go ahead and redo that so you guys can see it. So it says, hey, and now I'm going to type at. First name will pop up. I'll click first name. If first name is unavailable, so if you have just their email address and not their name, here's what you're going to put there. So you could say something like friend or hey there, and leave it how it is. Don't capitalize it. Just insert and then put the comma after it. Okay. Now let's add our GIF. So we're going to click that plus button. And I remember the first time I was showing this, I was having some difficulties. So okay. So what we did is click plus. To go back to your draft, just go back to the email section of FloDesk and it'll be right there. Or click back, the back button should go back there. All right, so to get to the GIF, to put a GIF here, we're gonna click the plus button and we're gonna click image. It'll pull this up and then you'll see add a GIF from Giphy. And what we're gonna do here is search whatever kind of GIF you want to put here. The one I put in was like a story, like telling a story. So I typed in story and you can use any GIF. And we don't need to all pick GIFs right now because it can take a while to find a good one. I think it just adds a little personalization. It can help you add your personality. If it's not your personality, then add an image instead from the story. Yeah, we're gonna, and I see someone said I thought it would be an overview of FloDesk features. It is a very hands-on development of an email template. I'm glad or I hope it's helpful. I'm glad you find it helpful. I'm gonna get more into other features of FloDesk. I didn't realize how long this would take, so I'm sorry about that, but hopefully this is helpful for a lot of you. So yeah, just choose any GIF for right now. Just wanted to show you guys how to do it. So if you want to get to the GIF, again, click plus, click image, and then click on the image and click add a GIF from Giphy. All right, so click delete there. Now this GIF is huge. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna reduce the width. And now it's a regular size. Someone asked if we should do this monthly or weekly. I recommend monthly for a real estate agent, unless you have an admin or virtual assistant who could send these out for you on a weekly basis. But I think like monthly is fine. And it's good. Okay. So we added a GIF there, but you know, you can add whatever you want, but it adds a little fun personalization and can make it unique to you. All right. So now that we're done with this first intro section, let's go ahead and get into the events. So we're going to click the plus sign again, and we're going to click divider. This just adds a nice little divider between the content. We're going to click the plus again underneath it and click spacer. This adds a nice little spacer in between that as well. Then we're going to click the plus sign again, and we're just going to click text. And we're just going to copy all of this text and type in what's happening in not in St. Pete, whatever you are. We're going to type what's happening in blank this month. Now, again, you can copy and paste that from up here. You can copy and paste that little calendar thing. I almost said content calendar. And then we're going to make sure this text is bold because it's a title. So select it, select bold, and then increase that size. Let's increase it to 18. So we're going to increase that size to 18. You, of course, can change the font however you like, but we're going to keep it at Helvetica. And then we are going to add our text under there. One easy way I like to do this to keep the email cohesive is just click this little block up here, click duplicate, and then we're just going to move it down. We're going to click, we have the block clicked, so we're going to click on that down button and just keep moving it down. All right, so now it's right under that title. We have this text block to work with. Now here, I provided you guys in the YouTube link that's in the chat with the ChatGPT prompts that are in the description of that YouTube video. ChatGPT prompt number 2 is for finding events in your area and having ChatGPT do all the work for you. If you do not pay for ChatGPT, it will not be able to search recent information. So use Bard, B-A-R-D, give it a Google, and that is Google's free version of ChatGPT, which does search the internet for you. All right, so for this example, I'm just going to copy the text over from the initial email. But if you need to make adjustments, I just bolded the titles of them. And you can get more creative with this. You could even include a link to a post that you've done about these events, or at the bottom here, you can add a button that says like, watch my latest YouTube video on events happening. Someone asked, do you think ChatGPT 4 is better than Bard? Yeah, I think it is for like content creation, probably. Bard is better just for like researching things. But I haven't used Bard in a while, so it could have changed. Okay, so there is already a spacer here, but if you don't have that, click plus. Let's click spacer again, and then click plus again, click divider again, click plus again, click spacer again. So we just added a spacer, divider, spacer, and that just helps to give us a nice little look. And we're gonna do the same thing for the market update. And remember, you guys can get creative with this however you want. This is just how you could structure your email, but you can have fun with it. You can add a video here. That could be really fun. So I'm going to take this block here and duplicate that so that we just have all the same sizing and everything. And I'm just going to keep moving it down, move it under that spacer. And now we have the market update. So we use the same emoji that we used up in the table of contents here. It keeps it very cohesive. Then we're going to duplicate this text again and move the arrows down. And we'll add a little snippet about the market. ChatGPT prompt number 3 in the YouTube link can be used for this. You could also add a video by clicking plus, clicking video, and then you can put a YouTube URL there, and you could have your little video and then have the description there. Also, I'm just curious about this. If I click Instagram, okay, so it adds all of your recent Instagram posts if you do that. So it's not just one Instagram post. Got it. Okay. So once we're done with that, let's add our same little guys again. We're going to duplicate my spacer. Oh, I don't need to duplicate the spacer. That's a waste of time, probably. Oh, you can just drag it and drop it, apparently. So I'm going to click plus, divider, plus, spacer. And then we have our little goodbye. So, and I'm just going to copy and paste over, add the plus, add the text. Say, I'd love to chat with you about all things real estate anytime, just saying, hey, I'm here. And then we're going to add our signature. So we're going to click plus. We're actually going to go to layouts. And we're going to scroll down on layouts until we find add some beautiful text. It's not very far down. It's about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 6 count stroll to add some beautiful text with a custom font. So the reason that we have to do it in layouts is because these are actually being processed as images in the email newsletter when it sends out. This text with this fancy font is an image, and it's important to not have your email newsletter be all images. It's important to have a lot of text as well to improve your deliverability. The layout was add some beautiful text. It was only not too far down. It was add some beautiful text with a custom font. It's just plain text. So just add your name. And then the font that I chose is Sebastian Bobby. And that can probably be found under scripts. And you can use any script that you like. But I use, is it Sebastian Bobby? Yep. I always thought it said skeleton for some reason. Okay. So now I'm going to delete this because I didn't put that there. I have a social block setting set up. You can do that by clicking plus and clicking social links. And then just make sure that you add your links through FloDesk. All right, so our email newsletter is done. Woo, we went off on a tangent. I hope you guys are still with me. All right. Okay, yay, Tracy, I'm so glad it was good. So once you click next, this will show your from name. This is the name that's going to show in the inbox and the email that it's being sent from. So you can adjust this. It's always good to have your own name rather than like your a brand name. It's nice when people think it's from a person. Rachel asked, what did your closing paragraph call to action say? You can copy that directly from the example link that I provided up in the chat. I wonder if there's a way to like, okay, I'll just paste it. Oops. I just popped it in there again. This is what we base the email off of. So you guys can copy and paste from there for your templates. All right, so it's coming from Haley Ingram from Coffee and Contracts, but I would just do like your name, write the subject line. So this would be your February email newsletter. You could do something fun, like maybe what's included in the email newsletter. You can even add emojis to make it more kind of engaging and look more personal. So you can add whatever subject line you'd like here. It could say like, is St. Pete a buyer's or seller's market this February? There is like something called OmniSend, but oh, sorry. There's something called OmniSend where you can test your subjects. You could literally like paste in your subject lines and it'll be like, that would get a lot of opens or that wouldn't get a lot of opens. So I'll pop that in the chat. You can Google it and find that. And then this is preview text. So it's like the text snippet that appears before they click your email, like in the little preview. So you could say your February market update, upcoming events in St. Pete, and a story about my recent buyers or something like that. Okay, it's a little too long, but you get the point. You get the gist. Continue. This is where you're going to add your segments. So anyone who subscribed to your email newsletter or your lead magnets, you click add segments and select whichever groups of your audience that you want to send them to. So you can select multiple, you can select all subscribers, or you can just select specifics, and you can even exclude some people as well. So you would just do like email newsletter, and then you can send it or you can schedule it. But what I'll do also is you don't have to click save or anything. You can just go back and see that right here. Go back to your emails and it's already saved in there. It's like Canva. And what you can do is in the front type template and just save that one as your template. So whenever you're ready to use it, click the three dots on the top right and click duplicate. Then you can just keep duplicating this template each month as you create your email newsletter. And you have it all ready to go. All you have to do is fill in the intro, the events, and the market update. And you can add anything to this email newsletter that you think your audience will find valuable as well. So now let me show you guys how to set up a form to get those email newsletter signups. And I really think that you guys should be promoting your monthly email newsletter as you would a product. So I would recommend, like when you're working on writing your email newsletter, just make it like seem super juicy. Be like, record a video for your story and say, writing my email newsletter. This one's going to be good. Like can't believe what the market's doing, or I don't know, something. And then put a link to this form that we're about to create and say, sign up for my email newsletter. And then another thing that you guys can do is with this email newsletter form, this is something that you could have at your like open houses or anything, and have that for people to say like, oh, do you want to sign up for my email newsletter? I share events happening each month. I share market updates, and people can subscribe for your email newsletter. Like, right, you could have this web page open for them. So to create your form to get people to sign up for your email newsletter, go to Forms and then click New Form. Now here, there's a ton of different templates to choose from, ton of different styles. And for those of you who have a website and asked about having it included in your website, you can click Inline, and these can be embedded into your website. So I'm not going to get into that too much. It's very simple. All you have to do is customize it, and then you'll copy and embed code and add that code into your website. It's typically pretty simple. And if you're having trouble adding that embedded code into your website, definitely reach out to the support team of your website host, and they should help you with that for sure. So which one we're going to choose is we're going to use full page. This is its own URL. So this is not what's going to be embedded in your website. This is going to be completely separate. So this is like its own link. You don't have to have a website to use this. And I will say I've had members before use this template, which says, which are you interested in hearing about? Option 1, 2, or 3. I would avoid using this one, especially for what we're setting up. It just complicates things. I would not use the multiple selection feature, which some of them, you know, they're super cute and they're cool, but I would not recommend it for what we're doing here. So let's choose. I typically choose this one. So let's do this one, and we're going to customize it. Now, we're going to fill in here the segment that when people opt into this form, when they fill in their information, they are going to be added to this segment of your audience. So remember earlier when we went to send out the email and we searched for segments to see who we were going to send it to, this is where we're going to add that. So anyone who's filling out this form is signing up for our email newsletter. So I'm going to name this one Email Newsletter Subscribers. And we're going to create that segment. So as soon as people fill this out, they are going to be added to that segment so that when you're sending out an email, you can easily select that group of people to receive your email newsletter. So we're going to hit save on the email newsletter subscribers as the segment. And now we can work on our template. So we have an image on the left-hand side, and we have the information here. Someone asked, how can we get our past client database to sign up for newsletters? Definitely send it to them. Depending on like how much you want to do, you could even like text them and be like, hey, I'm launching, make it like a big deal. I'm launching this monthly email newsletter. Tell them what they're going to get and when they can expect it. That's what we do with Coffee Drip. Rather than like sneakily putting someone on your list and then sending them emails, what we do with Coffee Drip is say every Tuesday, we are sending you trending reel audios, ChatGPT prompts, social media post ideas. Here's what you can get, here's what you're going to get. Here's when you can expect it. So then people are more likely to open your email newsletter. And they knew they signed up. They're less likely to unsubscribe. You're less likely to be sent to spam. People actually are opening your email newsletter. And yes, Chris, I would send them your opt-in form. So text them and be like, hey, I'm launching this email newsletter. Here's what it has. If you want to sign up, great. Here's the form to get signed up for my email newsletter. I would send it to them, but let them know what kind of value you're going to get. Joanne asked, what do you think about offering an incentive to get them to sign up? I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit, actually. This is a long training. We're doing it today. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up a lead magnet landing page where you are offering an incentive to get them to sign up for your list. This form that we're working on right now is actually just to get them to sign up for your email list. No incentive right away. They're not going to get like a free download right away. They're just getting on the list. So let's go ahead and build out this template. So you can add whatever image you want here. You can even go to Unsplash and type in like workspace. Let's see what comes up for that, and put in like a little laptop area, a little laptop guide or whatever. Oh, laptop guide, what am I saying? But I'll show you guys how to do something real quick, but bear with me if this is too much, okay? I have to do it. We have to do the full thing. So what we're going to do is click create a design, and we're going to click, let's just click Instagram post portrait. Now, you guys don't have to follow along with this one with me on this one, but you could always refer back to this and use it when you need to. So I'm going to go to elements, and remember this is a Instagram post portrait size. So it's 1080 by 1350 in Canva. And I'm going to type in under elements, I'm going to search mockup, and I'm going to find a mockup image of an iPad. I'm looking for one in particular, actually. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, this is the one I'm going to use. It's from Pexels, a tablet with a blank screen. So you could type in a tablet and it might come up. So I pulled that image over, and I'm going to set this image as the background. Now I'm going to go over, I'm going to go back over into FloDesk, and I'm going to go to that email, my monthly email newsletter. So I'm going to go to emails, and here's my monthly email newsletter template. And I'm going to go to view in browser, and I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to click Command-Shift-4 on my keyboard, which will allow me to take a screenshot. And then I'm going to go back to Canva. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to click past the Zoom stuff. And I'm going to upload my screenshot. Oops, my driver's license was in there. And I'm going to pop it over here. And I'm going to tilt it. And I'm going to minimize it. And I'm going to tilt it a little more. And I'm going to make it fit into this screen. I double clicked, and I'm going to move it around a little bit. And now I have this, I don't like the whites on the sides, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So I double click, and then I'm pulling those sides. All right, so now we have a sample of the email newsletter in this mockup image, and I'm gonna go ahead and download this as a PNG. Now I'm gonna go back to my template, and I'm not gonna use this whatever image, and I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use my mockup as the example, like, wow, look how legit that looks. Look how good that looks. And I'm gonna put sign up for the monthly edit. Now let's put in our great, oh, thank you guys, you're hyping me up, I love it. Okay, so sign up for the monthly edit. So we're gonna say, subscribe to my list. Oh, subscribe, I don't like list. This subscribe to receive, oh, sorry. Thank you guys. That wasn't a template. You'll have to go back on that, Cameron. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, but it was it was uh it was like a quick share. Yay, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Okay. So subscribe to receive my monthly email newsletter with including um including a like, how do we make it sound great? Let's change this. Stay up to date with the latest happenings in St. Pete. Keep a pulse on the housing market. I also think that you guys could consider doing like like one thing that you could add to your email newsletter is like new developments, like any new businesses that are popping up, that kind of stuff. New developments. Also Dan, I'm laughing at that. She did on Canva in 2 minutes. Guys, I'm a Canva queen. I love it. Okay, so yeah, whatever you guys want to add here, let them know what value they're going to get here. Keep a pulse on the housing market, new developments, and a list of upcoming events to add to your calendar. A list of local upcoming events to add to your calendar. Or it could be like, so you never miss a St. Pete event. I don't know. Sent out the 5th, let's say, sent out whatever day you want to send it. Like, let them know. You can also get phone numbers. All you have to do is, so you'll click here. Once you finish filling out the text here, telling the value, you can add whatever fields you want here. So first, I would make the first name required, which is already there. Email address is definitely required. Then you can add a custom field. So this is where you can add a phone number. So there's not a place for a phone number, but I believe you can just type in phone number, and then you may have to, okay, so you can create your own field. So if you type in phone number, but also remember I would make that maybe not required and maybe put optional. Just because people might be less likely to subscribe if they think you're going to call them. And you can also add last name as well and make that required. But if you just ask for the first name, you're more likely to get more conversions because people don't have to fill out a lot. They just type in their first name and email address real quick. Now you're going to click this button and change it to like put me on the list or something like that, not download, maybe not sign up, but maybe something like put me on the list, subscribe, something like that. Next. Should we enable double opt-in? So what this means is once they subscribe, it will, subscribers who opt into this form will receive an email confirmation asking them to validate their subscription before being added to your list. So if you, oh, I like send me the deets, add me to the VIP list. Those are great. So if you select yes on enabling double opt-in, subscribers who opt in will receive an email confirmation asking them if they actually do want to be on your list. So if they don't select yes to that, then they're not going to opt into your list. So if you select no, you're more likely to get more subscribers. If you select yes, you are less likely to get more subscribers, but the subscribers that you do get are very engaged and you're less likely to end up in spam. Not saying you're going to end up in spam if you select no, but you're less likely to. Very small percentage. If you want me to just make the decision for you, I say no. Just say no. Don't enable double opt-in. Click continue. When subscribers opt into this form, do you want an email notification or not? Totally up to you. Oh, yay, I'm glad Bard worked for you. Someone said to host and panelists, holy crap, I just used Bard with your prompts and my mind is blown. Newsletter hack unleash. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to say don't notify me. We're just going to be surprised. And after the form is submitted, do you want to redirect to a URL or display a success message? So let's say display a success message and you can send them a little message. Wait, how do I send them the message? I thought you were able to choose your message. Okay, so I think to choose our success message, you are going to need to go back to design and click on the form. Oh, wait. Okay, click on the form. The message says, thank you for subscribing, but you can add a custom one. So in order to add your custom success message, you'll just go back to the design section and don't click on anything, just like click the background here and go to message and you can choose your own. So you can select direct, casual, friendly, standard. So custom, you could say, thank you for subscribing. You're officially on the list. And that's how you can add a custom success message. But if you don't, it'll just say thank you for subscribing, which is fine. All right, so now your form is live. Once you click publish, you can also edit the metadata preview so that it doesn't show all of this when you send the link, because it is just, which is honestly annoying of FloDesk, it's just promoting FloDesk. So it could say the monthly, you could change the meta title to the monthly edit newsletter. So this just means when you text someone the link, the little preview that comes up of the link, you want it to be relevant to you and not like the generic FloDesk things. So then you can I would just copy and paste the same description into the meta description there. And you can add an image. So you can add that image that we created. And this is what's going to show as the preview. So I didn't update this text, but you can and hit save. And now when you share that link with people, it will show that as a preview. I just sent you guys the link in case you want to look at it, but here's what the form looks like live. So now when people sign up for this, let's give it a go. I feel like my email won't work because it's already in there. So let me try. Oh, actually, I did create an email recently that we could try. Put me on the list. Okay, I must have just selected thank you for subscribing. So now let's go over to my audience and see if it came through. There it is. It came through and it's subscribed to this segment. So someone wants to see the meta description thing again. That just happens when you go to customize. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. You go to publish, edit meta private. It's under publish, under share your form, click edit metadata preview, upload your image, change the title and change the description and press save. All right, so now our link is live. If you edit as phone instead of desktop, can you have the image show? So it can if you click, wait, where was it? I saw that customize link. No. Back. It was in design. Back again, if we're designing and you click on the background there, image on mobile, select yes, and the image will also show on mobile. Edit is not letting me edit the meta description. If you are on the free trial, then yeah, it probably won't work. So once you subscribe, you'll be able to edit that. But until then, it'll just show FloDesk info. All right, so now our email newsletter form is created and we are getting in subscribers to our email newsletter. So when you are ready to send your email newsletter, remember we have our template here. We click duplicate. We say, all right, this is February monthly newsletter. And then we edit it. We edit our newsletter each month. We already have everything filled out. All we have to do is change the month. We change the content. And then once we're ready to send, we go to send and we go through all the prompts and we change the subject and everything to fit this current month. And then we choose our recipients, we add segments, and we have our email newsletter subscribers. I see some of you guys subscribed. That's awesome. So then we include our email newsletter subscribers and we can save that and send it to our email newsletter subscribers. So we are good to go. We can send those out and email newsletter done. We've checked that off the list. So let's move on to lead magnets because we are over an hour into this training and I feel like I've let some of you guys down by taking so long. But the replay will be available, yes. Okay, so lead magnets. We talked about lead magnets a little bit. And lead magnets are basically an incentive that you're giving to get people to sign up to your list. So if you are a member of Coffee and Contracts, okay, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you for the validation today. It means so much. All right, so if you are a member of Coffee and Contracts, you can log in and go to the printables section. And this is where you can find some great options for your incentives. So it could be something like, someone said, I hope you pressed record. Well, it's streaming in the Facebook group right now. And so you can watch it for sure in the Facebook group. And we can grab it from there. So we got backup. Okay. So we can choose our lead magnet. We're going to build our landing page. So let's say we are going to use, let's use the seller's guide as our lead magnet. And I'm going to click use template for design. So if you're a member of Coffee and Contracts, you can grab any of our lead magnets. We've got a ton of them. But for this one, actually, I don't want to use the seller's guide. I think that like what does better as a lead magnet is something a little more, seller's guides are like specific. Maybe the buyer's guide would be good. I feel like that's a good one. Buyers are all on Instagram and they're all ready to pounce and get prepared. For sale by owner, I don't know if that, someone said that to host and panelists. So some people aren't seeing these messages. So I feel like you guys might think I sound crazy. Someone said FSBO. I don't know. FSBO isn't going to convert as well. Think about like, you're just trying to get people to sign up to your email newsletter through this. Yeah, you're trying to get leads too, but getting them on your email list is great because you can warm them up, stay top of mind. So I'd say focus on like high converting things. Buyer stuff is always more converting on like Instagram and stuff. But we also have a relocation guide. We have like seasonal guides as well. Like we have this local summer city guide. That's great for your email newsletter. But yeah. I also like this one. Is it worth it? Decoding property prices. So you could do stuff like that. We had a holiday guide. Anything that people will want. You can get creative, but a lot of times local ones are good, but so are buyer's guides. So I'm going to use the Coffee and Contracts buyer guide template for this one. Someone said, Haley, thoughts on using your newsletter sign up landing page as a sub page on your website too? Yes, for that one, I would use the inline form. When you go to forms, select inline and you can embed that into your website rather than sending them off of your website. So in the Coffee and Contracts buyer guide, if you're a member, you probably know this, but we have two different styles here. We have a bit of a more masculine option and we have a more feminine option. So I'm going to use the feminine option because it's personally my favorite, of course. And there's photos of me in there, so it makes sense. So once you customize the guide, what you can do is click share and click download, and you're going to download this as a PDF. So I just did PDF standard because it says that one is better for emailing and whatnot. So I did PDF standard. All right. Now I'm going to go back over to, I didn't tell you guys where I was going. I go back over to the checkout section, and we are going to be using the checkout section of FloDesk for this. I'm using this for the first time, so we're doing this together. We are going to select freebie under that, and there's only one option, so we are going to work with it, but hopefully we can delete things. So what we're going to do is customize this freebie page. All right. And remember, I'm here for the first time as well. It looks like they're really trying to make this look like a website page. So you could click this and upload your logo, make it look super fancy, but I'm going to try to make this more simple. So I'm just going to delete that block. I'm going to leave this block. I wonder if I can change that. Okay, we can change that shape. Okay, so I deleted that first block up there. And I'm just gonna, you could get creative in here. We could fill this out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to delete all this. Like here, you could list all of the great things that are in your free incentive, but I'm just going to delete it. We're keeping it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, so we're deleting it all, and we're deleting those blocks, and we're going to just be left with this. Okay. Now, our guys that are with us are probably like, whoa, I'm never going to post this. This is a very specific style. So wait, where's the form? Okay, we'll figure it out. We're figuring it out together. Okay, so one thing that we're going to do too is we're going to go back to that Canva template of your lead magnet or whatever you're offering. We're going to download just page 1 as a PNG because we're going to use it in a mockup again. We love our mockups. So we've downloaded it as a PDF standard, and we're just downloading page 1 as a PNG. And sorry, I got to go through all my tabs. And then we're going to go and click this mockup here and click block. And we are going to change the shape. Oh no, I don't like that. Okay, let's try the phone and see what happens. Let's upload our buyer's guide sample page into the phone and see if we can work with it. I don't know if I'm going to like, oh no, I don't like this one bit. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a plan B. We're going to scratch the device mockup. We said no device mockup. And we're just going to delete this. We're going to get creative here. We may have to go back and go the old-fashioned way, but I wanted to try this checkout feature because I thought it could be cool. And the sticker, I don't know if the sticker is going to work with us. You know what we can do? We're going to go back. Okay, sorry guys if you just did all that with me. We are going to do the device mockup. We're going to do the phone, okay? And I'll show you the old-fashioned way if you want me to as well. Wait, what happens if I do that? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. So bear with me. Bear with me. I have an idea. Let's open up the PDF. Wait. No. Okay. No, wait, this is not going to work. We may have to go back because this is going to be too much. We could use a Canva mockup. We could. But I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. So basically what would happen here is we could easily send the deliverable through here, and it looks like this, like whenever they're checking out, which is super cool. So you know what, let's do it. Oh, checkout is an additional cost on FloDesk. I worked around it by doing an opt-in form, which then sends a workflow email with, yeah. Okay, so let's do it the old-fashioned way because I don't want you guys to have to pay extra. I didn't know that this was an extra payment. And this is not as user-friendly as I wanted it to be. So let's go back to the old way. So we're going to do the same thing for the lead magnet form. So the same thing that we did here, I've done it before in a tutorial with that same image, but we can switch it up and do a different image, okay? And we can do a different layout so you guys can get a feel for a different one. but you can click new form. Again, if you want to embed it into your website, select inline, and you can use this code in your website to embed that form into your website. But if you use full page, you'll get your own page. So let's see. I mean, the one that we use is like the best one for what we're looking to do. Let's try this one just to try something new. Now, what segment do we want to use here? So when people subscribe to this form, they are going to be subscribed to buyer guide lead magnet. So this is only a back end thing. Nobody else will be able to see that, but you'll know that these people on this list signed up for your buyer guide lead magnet. And you can send your email newsletter to all subscribers so they receive it as well. All right, so in the image here, we can add another mock-up. So we'll go back to Canva. You could even do this directly in the buyer guide. Just select a new page, go to Elements and type in Mockup and find a good mock-up image. So if you go to Photos and try to find a good iPad one. So you could even type in like tablet and it'll pull up just specifically tablet ones. So let's use this one. I'm going to set image as background, double click and drag it over so we can see it. Then I'm going to upload the first page of my buyer guide that I downloaded and pop it into the iPad. All right. Then I'm going to drag it down here. And just kind of make it fit. Okay, so now we have it here. And we're going to click download, just page 2. And we have our mock-up ready. We're going to go back over here and we're going to upload that mock-up. And let's fix the style over here because it's just not going with our vibe. So for the text here, oh, I think I went out of this one too early. You have to wait for it to load. We have to be patient. Stephanie pointed out that you can also do a freebie in a form and redirect the submit URL to a Google Doc that you've shared. That's a great idea. And I'll kind of walk you guys through that. But one thing, Stephanie, I feel like I did that before, and then I realized that when you force it through email, then they're forced to open your email, which would help to improve your open rates and your deliverability. Okay, so let's see. So let's grab my free home buyer guide. And let's change the font here because this is a specific vibe and I don't know if it's our vibe. And let's change it to regular. So they have a ton of beautiful fonts to choose from here. Playfair Display is a very common one. Let's do a little more masculine one for any of our guys. I also like Hella Victa. She's a great, modern, beautiful font. We love her. We can even do all caps. Let's see if you can add your own fonts. Yeah, you can add your own brand fonts there as well. Helvetica. Okay, grab my free home buyer guide. Now here we'll say, enter your email below and I'll send you a free copy of my home buyer guide, and our home buyer guide includes like worksheets and stuff, which is really cool. So you can mention some of that. You could say, including a lender questionnaire, wants and needs worksheet, home search worksheet, stuff like that. So including a lender questionnaire, wants versus needs worksheet, timeline, and more. You'll also be added to the monthly edit You'll also be added to the monthly edit, where you'll receive pretty much what we mentioned in that other one, where you'll receive blah, 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 blah. Or I guess I can go stop being lazy and, oh, I guess she's gone. Okay, I like that. Someone said my local real estate guide. So you can put whatever you want there. I feel like this one isn't really giving. It's not giving. We need an emoji. Yes, yes, an emoji did it. So I clicked on the background there and let's change it to black because we're doing a different vibe this time. And I'm gonna click on the text and change it to white. You can even change it a little gray. Yeah. And then let's change the style here. So we need to do font, change the font to white. And then we're also going to need to change the border. So we'll go to style, click the border, change that to white. Then we'll click on the button and change it to green. I wonder if we can grab, oh no, you can click on the eyedropper and grab from the image. Wow. So now so you could even click on the background, click the dropper, let's grab, whoa. Wow. Okay, now let's select this text, go over to font, it's still pink. So we're gonna make her white. Wow. She's cohesive and beautiful. Okay, if you want the image to show on mobile, then select for image on mobile. Message. This is what will show when they subscribe. So like Stephanie pointed out, you could download this buyer's guide as a PDF, upload it into Google Drive or Dropbox, and then share that link directly. Like, thank you, here's the link. But I would suggest emailing it to them because then they're forced to open your email. Someone asked, why would someone not want the image on mobile? I don't know. I don't know why someone wouldn't want the image on mobile. I guess it would be worth looking at it on the mobile view and making sure it doesn't look weird. Oh, you can click mobile preview. So yeah, so it gets a little cropped. So if you didn't want that, if you wanted it to just be plain, then maybe that's why they would do it. Oh, yay, Tiffany. I'm happy to have you. I'm glad this was helpful. Okay, cool. So now that we're done with that, let's click next. Should we enable double opt-in? We already talked about this. No, we're not doing it. Do we want to be notified? Whatever. After this form is submitted, this is another thing, Stephanie, you could redirect to a URL with the guide or the lead magnet. So you could also do that. But like I said, I think it's a little more beneficial to force them to open the email. So display success message. All right, so now our form is live. I'm going to send it to you guys. Thank you, Stephen. I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful. Okay. So we shared the form and we got it. Remember to edit the metadata if you pay for FloDesk as well. Also, Cameron said to have your photographer photograph over your shoulder while you were looking down on your iPad or iPhone, looking at your guides, websites, socials, etc., to be able to use these photos for landing pages and lead magnets. That's a great idea. I love that. Why does the link say elegant cake? Well, that is my brand name. I'm just kidding. The link has like a weird name, but I believe that you can change this if you have the paid version of FloDesk and you go to the settings, it should allow you to update that. So here it says customize link. Your FloDesk handle is this. If you click edit in my account, you can edit that. What does use FloDesk handle? I don't know what that means. So you can edit like the little end there and edit in your account. Okay. All right, so we have the form. So now you're ready to share this form with your audience so that they can grab your free homebuyer guide. But now, how do we send them the homebuyer guide? We need to send them the homebuyer guide when they subscribe. So let's go to emails. And we're going to create the email that we're going to send them the home buyer guide in. So let's click new email. Yes, this recording will be available this evening. It will be in the Facebook group. Okay, so I believe there is one. We can use a template for this one. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I think we're just going to start from scratch again. It may just be easier that way. Let's start from scratch. Okay. So if you can't start from scratch, remember, just select a random template and then delete all of the all of the stuff there. If you're not in the Facebook group, you probably won't have access to the replay tonight. We will send it out within the next couple of days. Okay, so click start from scratch. And we're going to type in lead magnet delivery. All right, so we're back with our template again, and you can write an email here. Thanks so much for your interest in my home buyer guide. Click the link, click the button below to grab, to download. And you can get creative with this email as well. I'm going to delete that because I know a lot of you don't have a logo set up. But also, if you don't have a logo set up and you want to set up a logo real quick and you don't have a logo, here's a little tip. Go to layouts. We clicked plus, we clicked layouts, and we're going to go to add some beautiful text with a custom font. And let's say my name is Haley Ingram Real Estate. There's my logo. And then I can just reduce the size. I can change the font. I could even italicize real estate. Like, ooh, that looks like a font, or that looks like a logo. Then we can click plus, add a divider. Now it looks so fancy. Okay, thank you for your interest in my home buyer guide. And then you can add some text here as well. Like, this resource is great for anyone. You know what? Let me show you guys something. Okay. Help me write this email delivering my home buyer guide. Thank you so much for your interest in my home buyer guide. This resource is great for anyone. Finish this. Let's have ChatGPT write it. What is the font that you use for your signature? I used the something Bobby, S Bobby. I'll show you that in a second though. Okay. Let's take what ChatGPT said. The skeleton font, yeah. Oops. Oops. Okay, it was Sebastian. Sorry, also some of you, everybody who just messaged me was messaging just to hosts and panelists. So it probably sounds like I'm just making these up, but those are, I'll have to change that on the next one. Yeah, Sebastian Bobby. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put this in there. Thanks so much for your interest in my home buyer guide. This resource is great for anyone looking to navigate the complex process. I wouldn't say complex because that's a little, the process of purchasing a home, whether you're a first-time buyer and you've been through the process before. This guide provides value, insights, tips, and from understanding. Click the button below to download. I would say if you have any questions or need any further assistance, I wouldn't say don't hesitate. Say, please reply to this email. I'd love to chat. If you have any questions, please reply to this email. I'd love to chat about your real estate goals. Just make it super open and inviting rather than being like, if you have any issues, like, no, reach out no matter what. Command Control Space for emojis. I'm going to put a little cheering one because we love her. Then we're going to click this button. Or if you don't have that button, click plus and then click button. And we're going to change this to download. Now you can change the button styles by clicking button over here. You could make it a pill. You can make it this. You can make it that. You can make it this, or you can make it that. And then you could click font. You could change the font and then link. Okay. So you have the option here to upload your PDF into this button. So you can literally click open. Okay, so I knew this was going to happen. It exceeds the limit. So what I recommend doing is going into Google Drive. Just type in Google Drive. If you have a Google account, a Gmail account, then you'll already be logged in. Open it, create, just drop in the file and then create the link. So I have a folder called Don't Delete Live Downloads in Google Drive. So you see, I just typed it in, it pulls it right up. These are all things that we have shared as lead magnets or with our members. And we have it in this folder called Don't Delete so that we don't delete them because they are out in the world and people are opening them. So I could drag this in and upload it. Looks like I've already done it for a tutorial before. So what you'll do is click share, copy link, and you can click manage access to make sure that people have access. Anyone with this link can view it. That's what you need. Anyone with the link can view it, and we'll copy that link. Share, copy link. Then I would go back over and link to web address, pop that in, and you're good to go. Now, if you want to add your signature again, add plus, go to layouts, and remember we are finding add a beautiful font with some custom text, put your name, and then I used Sebastian Bobby, not skeleton, Sebastian. And one thing that you could do too is like add a little message. I just duplicated that there. I'm going to drag it underneath my name. Oops, under Haley. Oh gosh. Oh no, sometimes it does this. I'm going to move my name up here. I'm going to say PS. You're now on the list to receive the monthly edit. I send out an email on the first Monday of every month, whatever your cadence is, with local news and updates. You're on the list or something. Okay. Now we're ready to go. So how are we going to deliver this to people when they fill out the form? Okay. How are we going to do it? We have all of our stuff filled out. Let's change it from lead magnet delivery to something cheeky. Like I like to put this, the little mail, and say, incoming. Your buyer guide is here. Your resource for all things real estate in St. Pete. That's kind of cute. Continue. And okay, so what do we do here? Okay, so we leave this blank. We are not doing anything right now. I don't think. Yeah, we're not doing anything right now. We're going to go back to FloDesk. We have our email ready. We have the lead magnet delivery ready. Okay. Now we're going to go to workflows. We're getting into workflows and we need to set up an automation so that when someone opts in, you will send them this lead magnet delivery email. So click new workflow. Oh, I forgot. They already have emails in here. So what we're going to do is click start from scratch, and we're going to do buyer guide delivery. So we created a new workflow from scratch called buyer guide delivery. Save. Here's our trigger. Begin this workflow when a subscriber is added to the segment buyer guide lead magnet. So once a subscriber fills out that form, they are added to the buyer guide lead magnet. Then we click the plus. We send an email. We are going to duplicate an existing email. It's the lead magnet delivery one that we just made. We're going to make a copy of that. And now when a subscriber fills out the form, is added to the segment, they're going to immediately receive this email. And you can see the subject line and everything right here. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you wanted to, you could even create a drip campaign after this. So this is how you could create a drip campaign. You click plus, you click time delay. I want to wait 2 days. Then I'm going to send another email. You can create a new email or duplicate an existing email. And it could say like, hey, just following up and wanted to make sure that you received the buyer guide and see if you had any questions on it. I would recommend doing simple emails like that rather than like super lengthy, annoying ones. I would just be like, hey, did you get the email? But not super necessary. Just wanted to point out that that's something you could do. And then once they're done, they will complete the workflow. Stephanie said she's turned her buyer guide into a drip campaign. It's a good idea. It's simple. You could do something super simple and fun. So you could create a new email there and continue with a drip campaign. Another thing you could do here is move your audience in and out of segments. So through workflows, I'll just show you guys. You can take an action. So you can add this subscriber to a different segment. Not really necessary though. Just wanted to point out that there's some cool things that you can do here. You can also send it based on a condition. So move steps to the yes branch, move steps to the no branch. So like if subscriber is in segment, so let's say like they subscribe for your email newsletter, then if they did subscribe to your email newsletter, you take this action. If they did not subscribe to your email newsletter, then you take this action. Just wanted to show you guys what you can do. Someone asked, does Coffee and Contracts have drip campaign templates? Yes, we do. I was going to show you guys one, but we're pretty much out of time. We're definitely out of time. I have a call soon. So there's a ton that you can do there. And then once you're done, you just hit publish. The delay step is a trigger. Oh, I forgot to delete that. So now your buyer guide will be delivered when you publish that workflow. And you can see how many people have gone through the workflow as well. Okay. Someone said they uploaded their PDF through Adobe. Should I do it through Google Drive? Does that part matter? It doesn't matter as long as you can send as long as you can send a view as link, like as long as they can view the link. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for today. So if you're not seeing a lot of those options for workflow on the free version, I would consider buying the full version because it has everything. Thank you guys so much. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're in the Facebook group, feel free to post it. I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. Feel free to email any feedback or Instagram, DM me, Coffee Contracts, DM me any feedback on this. It would mean a lot. I'm happy you guys stuck it out. So many of you stuck it out. We started with like 200 and something. We're at 125 now. So thank you guys for sticking it out. Also, I see some questions in here. If someone asks, how do you join the Facebook group? Sign up for Coffee and Contracts, coffeecontracts.com, and you can join the Facebook group. On the free version, I'm not sure I can make the email required. I would recommend just signing up for the pro version because there's more options. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next time. Oh, thank you guys. It means so much. All right. Bye.